realize what you have.
No matter what echelon that you get to, no matter what state of life that you are, no matter how good your life gets, there's always going to be a problem. And you might not see it. Because if I just had this, if I had this amount in the bank, if I had these advantaged beginnings, then I would be happy. Which is the single most, okay, maybe not the single most, but that's one of the most problems that people have. That's one of the most common things. When I'll get X, I'll be happy. And they think that this is just a temporary phase. That this isn't living right now. That they're just in this little shadow realm of, I'm in the journey of it and I'm not actually, they don't even say that. They just, okay, this is just temporary living. Oh, I'm just doing this temporarily. Oh, I'm just doing this temporarily. And then they continue that every day. And they never learn from that. They never move forward from that because, even if they do achieve their goals, that they don't ever, then there's a new problem that crops up. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be something dragging you down. Because you see it all the time. Oh, if I had that much money, I wouldn't be depressed. I wouldn't be this or that. You don't know that. You don't know that because you're not there. And yeah, you can say that, okay, in relation, the percentage of your life is going to be, your quality of your life is going to be better when you achieve these goals. That is why we achieve our goals. To get better and better and better and better and better. To improve the quality of our lives. Otherwise, goals wouldn't have any meaning. Of course. But if we don't train our minds this early on, instead of all the way up here to appreciate what we have, what makes you think that you're going to appreciate it when you're all the way up here? You're not going to. Oh, yes, I will. And no, you won't. Because you know what? There's people in third world countries fucking starving that would kill to have what you have. And you're not appreciative of what you have. They would do anything to switch places with you. Think about if you've made any sort of progress in your life. Think about 10 years ago. And if you've made any sort of progress and you're better off than you were, how much more appreciative are you now? If you haven't done the inner work, I'm saying. If you've done, you're doing great. Great. But if you have done the inner work, or if you haven't done the inner work, you're likely no more appreciative than you were then. You need to learn to be appreciative now. And the funny thing is, with most things in life, it's not cause and effect. The effect is the cause. It's backwards. Both are true. You need both. You need to start being appreciative for where you are now, and that will attract, and yes, I am getting into a little bit of spirituality here, but it's often the case that is found. You can ask people that have done this thing that will often attract more good things to you. Not to get too woo-woo on you or anything, but if you do that, you're more likely, or at the very least, if nothing else, you're more likely to have a higher quality of living automatically because you are seeing things that you wouldn't have seen before. Good things. Positive things. And then that'll also usually compound and bring you more things too. Especially if you start with the effect, you get the effect. and you get all the good things from that. And then you don't just leave it there though and say, okay, cool, I'm good now. Because that's why that's what prevents most people from doing that, is their ego. They think, well, if I'm happy now, I'm not going to have to drive. Bullshit. You're going to have to drive anyway, just because you're going to always want that thing. You're going to still want to have those things because of ego. It's funny. Your ego is stopping you from your ego. So you get the effect now. You live the joyous life now. You live happier because you're stopping and smelling the roses. You're seeing the things here and there. And again, you don't need to live in this state all the time, but living in it is going to cement in your subconscious that that's how you live. You live a happy, joyous life. And then we can start here too. So this is the effect. This is the cause. You be the cause. You be the force of nature that gets things done. You take action towards getting more of the effect. And both will converge and you will get the thing. You will get the cause and the effect. You will get the effect and you'll get the cause. You'll have both already and both will amplify, and then you'll have the greatest possible life. Does that make sense? That you'll have the greatest possible outcome there if you do that. You'll have the cause, you'll have the effect, you'll have everything. You'll be in, and that's the thing too. I wanted to say that earlier. About the people going about their day-to-day life and they're like, oh, this is just a temporary thing. That's why they say it's about the journey, not the destination. Because, and I believe that quote wouldn't have survived as long as it has. Out of all the books that have been written, out of all the things that have been said, out of all these things have stood the test of time and have stuck around for a reason. It's not chance. There's a reason that so many people relate to this. And we need to stop and think, why do so many people think about this? There must be some information in this. There must be some golden nugget in this, some truth. It's about the journey, not the destination. I know it sounds cliche, but hear me out. Because a lot of times we don't get the destination. Not to be pessimistic, but sometimes our goals change. And we start going this way. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. We start going this way. And then our goals change. And we want to veer off into this. Something happens. And we're like, yeah, I wanted that like a year ago. But, I see a different journey for me. This new opportunity. And then it changes. And that's a good thing. Because guess what? You might not end up where you want to be, but taking action is never going to be the wrong move. Taking action is always going to be the right move. Doing something. You want to get up and rain dance. You want to get up and do something because you never know what day that is going to change things. You never know. The more rolls that you give, the more chances you are to be lucky. The more chances that you are to have that one lucky day. And so by getting up and doing something every day, and not only that, it compounds. It builds on itself and builds on itself and builds on itself and builds on itself. And then one day you look back and you have this giant skyscraper that you started with a single goddamn brick. And you did that. And you can be damn proud of yourself of that. Regardless of if you got the whatever things that you wanted from that. You built the skyscraper. And that's why goals have to be built in to achievable things. You want to set goals that are achievable of things that you have direct control over. Not, I want this amount of followers by this day. It's not that that's not achievable, but that's not in your direct control. What you can say is, I want to take a cold shower every day and get 3 hours or 4 hours or however many hours of work done that day, every day. That's a goal. That's achievable. I want to lay this many bricks that day. That's achievable. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, you can watch the full version right here.